Despite these obvious flaws, this bias, this deception, Mueller's report, the irrefutable fact that there was no collusion, of course, the rage Trump Democratic Party, they're just hell-bent on one thing only, and that's impeaching the president. They don't have a reason. They don't state a reason. But, of course, they get the assistance of the psychotic media mob's conspiracy theorist liars. And tonight, this is no longer a Democratic Party like of Scoop Jackson, even Joe Lieberman. Instead, it is now the party of anti-Trump rage and psychosis. And for some reason, even impeaching Trump apparently is not enough. We had Speaker Pelosi now apparently telling senior Democrats she'd like to see Trump behind bars. Based on no actual crime, she wants a political opponent locked up in prison. That happens in banana republics, beyond despicable behavior. And by the way, they would literally turn, in many ways, the USA into a country we would no longer recognize. Constitutional republic, equal justice under the law, equal application of our laws.
Here we have Fox News' Sean Hannity taking one final blow to irony before it's dead forever. To be clear, he just said that Pelosi expressing that she'd like to see Trump in prison is the stuff of banana republics and called it beyond despicable behavior. Does Sean Hannity not know who the president is? Because the theme of every single Trump rally for over 2 years now is to lock Hillary Clinton up. And it's not like Hannity can't see what's going on. In fact, he saw firsthand when he literally showed up on stage at one of Trump's rallies.
Sean Hannity, come on up, Sean Hannity. By the way, all those people in the back are fake news.
And yet, as if this even needs to be said, there was no basis to lock Hillary Clinton up. The partisan sham that was the Select Committee on Benghazi found no evidence of wrongdoing by Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State. And the Department of Justice also opted not to charge Clinton in the aftermath of the faux outrage from her email scandal. Of course, those pesky facts never stopped Trump from calling for her to be locked up.
She has to go to jail.
But strangely, I don't seem to remember Sean Hannity rushing to her defense or likening Trump's behavior to a banana republic or calling it beyond despicable behavior. So weird. But if calling for prison for political opponents is the stuff of banana republics, what do you call it when the President of the United States advocates for the death penalty for his political opponents?
Is punishable by death. You've accused your adversaries of treason. Who specifically are you accusing of treason?
Well, I think a number of people, and I think what you look is that they have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person. If you look at Comey, if you look at McCabe, if you look at probably people higher than that, if you look at Strzok, if you look at his lover, Lisa Page, his wonderful lover, the two lovers, they talked openly. You know, they didn't use their private server because they didn't want to get caught, so they used the government server. That was not a good move.
Or is advocating for your political opponents to face the death penalty for made-up crimes democratic and fair in Hannity's parallel universe? To be fair, though, you have to admire Hannity's newfound sanctimony about protecting the rule of law, which he seems to have discovered after 2 years of being in a deep coma. But hey, given this new appreciation, he'll probably have a field day when he finds out that Trump obstructed justice on 10 separate occasions per Mueller's final report, and has continued to do so by advising his administration officials to ignore congressional subpoenas. He will love digging into the slew of emoluments clause violations. He'll be thrilled to learn that the Trump organization risks being looked at as a RICO enterprise, otherwise known as a racketeering enterprise, and I bet he can't wait to investigate how Trump shifted money from Eric Trump's foundation, which was supposed to benefit St. Jude's for children's cancer research, but instead ended up as revenue for Trump's golf course or was redonated to other businesses which then paid the Trump Organization to host golf tournaments. Because if I were to guess, if it was between Donald Trump for doing all of those things and Nancy Pelosi for suggesting that he be held accountable for doing those things, anyone who is actually interested in steering the US away from a banana republic would probably side with Pelosi. And while I won't hold my breath for Hannity to ever acknowledge his own hypocrisy, the rest of the world can clearly see that this administration, above anyone else, has engaged in
beyond despicable behavior.